rise. Court's back in session. May be seated.
Burns versus Hickok.
Your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Benjamin Manson on behalf of the defendants.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian McCann, plaintiff. All right, you may proceed.
Your Honor, this is the defendant's motion for summary disposition under MCR 2.116C10. There are essentially three counts of the plaintiff's complaint. I'd like to handle them each individually.
I mean, I've read your motion in depth, so I would suggest you just hit the high points.
Very well. The high points being, very briefly, Your Honor, the dog was within an enclosed fenced-in backyard at Mr. Jeffers' home, and at the time that this incident occurred, he took a straight path on entering the gate. I guess he trotted from the gate to where Mr. Jeffers was, supposedly to greet Mr. Jeffers, by all accounts. And under the statute and the dictionary definitions of the word stray, the dog never strayed. This was an enclosed, fenced-in property. The dog never wandered from the premises, and that's really what the definition of stray and what the statutes and the city ordinance that plaintiff cites encompasses is to stray and to wander away from the property proper, and that wasn't the case here. The dog approached from behind and went alongside the plaintiff and apparently brushed up against her leg, at which time she fell. So there's no statutory liability under MCL 287.262 because Toby was not a stray dog at the time.
Okay, your response? Your Honor, the testimony of the defendants themselves is the dog immediately jumped out of the vehicle. They testified that the dog is always excited when it gets out of a vehicle. The dog then went directly to the neighbor's yard, never on a leash. In spite of the fact that they had a leash with them, the dog was wearing a collar, and they had knowledge of the dog's excitement after a car ride. The dog then wanders into the neighbor's yard, still not being leashed, coincidentally runs into the backyard in an open gate. And what the defendant described, the defendant herself described as a gallop. Striking my client from behind. Mr. Jeffers, an eyewitness, testifies that my client's feet were sent over her head. That's the rub that the defendant is now trying to describe. Her feet went over her head. She landed on the ground with a crack and was in excruciating pain. A little bit, different version. All in my brief, all in the exhibits. All right, I'm going to take the motion under advisement. Have you been through case evaluation?
We have.
Do you have a settlement conference date?
No, today is actually the 28th day following the case evaluation.
Pick a date in the next 30 days or so.
Your Honor, it has to be prior to June 29th. I'm going on that.
Absolutely. Then let's do it in the next 3 weeks. Let's do the next 21 days. Pick a date that's convenient for you for a settlement conference. If we don't settle the case, I'll give you a decision on the motion at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Please do the secretary in the back shall be here to take this one. There's a motion now.
All right. Bring out the jurors, please, Deputy Ryan. Ms. Scrivo, you may retake the witness stand.
seated. Mr. Hadad, you may proceed. Ms. Scrivo, I will remind you, you are still under oath.
Donna, we're going to pick up where we left off on Friday, but before I start asking you any questions, I will again ask you, I will beseech you to keep your voice up. You have a very soft voice. That microphone in front of you is misleading because it doesn't amplify. This is theater in the round, like in the old Roman days. It's acoustic, okay? You have to answer the questions so that this lady in the very back of the jury box can hear you.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. Before we broke Friday, I was about to ask you a question about the intruder that killed your son. Did you recognize anything about that person's voice?
No.
Did you recognize anything about the person's gait or the way he walked?
No.
Did you recognize anything about his mannerisms?
No.
You believe you had ever seen that person before?
I don't think so.
What happened after he killed your son?
He drugged me in there by my hair, and I didn't want to go. And he made me visually see my son was dead. And I tried to reach for Ramsay. He didn't let go of my hair, and he kept yanking me back.
Where was Ramsay's body?
It was propped up against the side of his bed in his bedroom, and he wasn't breathing.
How are you certain he was dead?
I didn't see him breathing. I looked for his chest to move. I didn't see him breath. And I kept trying to reach for him, and he didn't let me. And that's when he said that about if I didn't do what he said, if he would kill, and he named off 2 of my nieces and my great niece and nephew, and then he said Jason's name.
Jason, your eldest
Jason's
son?
my oldest son.
You said the man had a gun.
He had a gun.
Will you describe it?
I just know it was a pistol.
Color?
It's brown color, metal color.
What happened next? I started seeing these little men with red and gold eyes flashing in front of me, and I don't know what happened, but that's what I saw. And do you believe that was a hallucination?
Now I know it was. I don't know what I thought then.
About what time did the intruder kill Ramsay?
I lost track of my time.
Was it dark out?
No.
Did the intruder remain in the condominium?
For 5 days.
Excuse me?
For 5 days.
Well, what did he do the first day?
He drug me back to the bedroom, and again, tied and gagged and cuffed me. He kicked me, and he just kept telling me I was going to do what he said.
Yeah, I've heard that before. What did he tell you?
He said he was going to cut Ramsay up the next day.
You have to keep your voice
He said he
up.
was going to cut Ramsay up the next day.
What did he threaten to do to your nieces and your other son? Loudly.
When he said it, the very first time he said something about killing anybody, he said kill Jason. Or when he actually had the gun to my head, when Ramsay was dead, he said he knew Jason was in New Orleans, but that my niece Kate was right down the street at Grossmont South. He knew where my other niece Jess worked and said then he'd go over to El Chorro's with Jessie, and he said Ramsay told him I was crazy about Jim's kids and he would kill them and he would finish with Jason.
Did that give you reason to think this intruder knew your son, Ramsay?
Yes, this wasn't random. He knew a lot.
A lot of personal detail?
I think that's kind of a lot, what I just said, personal detail.
What did the man make you do next?
I don't remember. I remember he put me back in the room and shut the door.
Louder.
He put me back in my bedroom and tied and gagged and cuffed me and shut the door. Somewhere during all this, I mean, everything he told me to call, everyone he told me to call, I called. Everyone he told me to text, I text.
Who did he tell you to call?
You guys, I don't remember. You have the call logs. I did just what he said.
Subsequent to that, you made a missing persons report at the police department.
That was the next day.
Why did you do that?
The next morning was Monday, and he said we needed to go to get a saw. So we went to Lowe's. And he said, do not be stupid about this. Get in there and get it. I did. I didn't know really what I was doing, but I got something.
Why Lowe's?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He made you go to Lowe's?
Yes.
For the specific purpose of getting something?
Yes.
And that something was what?
A saw.
Now, didn't you tell him we have 3 saws in the house?
No.
Why not?
I was kind of out of it. I did not say anything.
And when you got to Lowe's and you saw those big, strong men working inside there, didn't you tell them, this person killed my son and he's threatening me?
No.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you right now why. I'm sure, I'm afraid. I've just seen my son murdered. My son went to St. Clair Shores Police several times, complaining of somebody coming into his home.
How do you know that?
He told me.
Okay, you weren't with him.
No, I was not. No,
All
I was
right.
not. They didn't do anything.
Why didn't you tell
I
all
had
those people
to.
at Lowe's what was happening?
I was afraid. I don't have any faith in the protection system. And I was afraid. And I did exactly what he said.
Later in the week, you went to your insurance man's office, right?
No, sir, we went that day.
The same day you went to the insurance man's office? And where was the intruder then?
He was laying in the backseat of the floorboard of the Ford Escape.
The black Ford Escape?
Yes.
And why didn't you tell Mr. Charette, your insurance agent, what was happening?
The same thing, the same reason.
What was the reason?
I'm afraid for my family.
And over the days you had telephone contacts with Detective Ike
Yes, I did.
and other officers from St. Clair Shores.
Yes, I did.
Why did you tell them?
The very same reason. I had multiple times this man. That was not my decision to go to State Farm. It was not my decision to call and report Ramsay missing. Everything he told me, starting from the time he killed my son, was his decision. We went to Lowe's, got the saw, came home, and when he went to plug it in, he went straight to the kitchen. And I thought it was kind of, he seemed to know right where the outlet was, and I said, have you ever been in here before? Were you in here Friday? And he said, we come in and out of here all the time. We came in and out of your house. We fucked with him. We took his pills, and we thought he was going to kill himself, and then he moved in.
When he was telling you this, did he still have his mask on?
The man had his mask on every time he was in my presence. And then he said he saw Ramsay's SoberLink device, and he's waving it, telling me, what is this? And I told him Ramsay was still on probation, and that I probably should be calling her. He starts swearing. He says, I thought he was through with all this effing shit. Call her before the police come over. So I called his PO. I didn't get an answer. I left a voice message. He sees my stupid note on the coffee table, and it said must do on Monday. And it was about the exclusion form, so Jason could get a rental car because his truck had been stolen. He's asking me what did these things mean. There were 4 things. Exclusion form, donate the focus, check on Jason's house, check on Tony and Beth, who are my in-laws, and get KFC. So he asked me about them, and I explained them all. And that's when he said, you've got to do these things you normally do. It's the only reason we went to those places. And he told me to go make a police report. I did. Mr. Mason told me to come back later. Came home. We went out to State Farm to sign the form. He said, don't be stupid. Ask where you can donate these. And I did. And Mr. Charrette's assistant handed me 3 places to donate. We got back in the car. Somewhere in there, I think my son Jason called. The killer had the phones, but he gave me the phone. Then he told me to go. No, he drove. He told me to go finish. When we got ready, he said, go finish your missing person. Handed me the phone. And again, put the gun to my head and said, do not be stupid. But if the PO calls you back, handle this over the phone. If not, go over there.
If he calls you back?
I had left a voice message for Miss Tower early that morning.
The probation agent.
I'm sorry, a probation officer. So I did. I went to the police station, and then I went to the PO. And then I went back to condo.
Now, where was Ramsay's body when all this was happening?
To my knowledge, it was still in his bedroom.
And all this happened Monday.
Yes.
And
More happened Monday.
the saw was in the charger on Monday.
Yes. I forgot one thing. That saw did not, the indicator light, when you plug it in, saying it's charging, it did not blink. And he got the manual out. He had me call the company. And they said something to the effect that this model doesn't, the indicator light doesn't come on. Just charge it. It will work.
And that never happened.
That never happened.
So you had to return it.
He came in my bedroom, opened the door, and tied me, pulled me up, slapped me, and said how stupid I was. It didn't work.
So he blamed you for that?
He slapped me and he said that.
Then what happened?
He said we had to go back. And as I'm putting on my coat, he said, your lips are swollen. Put on makeup. Fix it. Fix it. What I have on, my eyebrows, my eye, and my lips, this is permanent makeup inked on.
But the intruder didn't know that.
No. So I put the makeup on and he looked at it, and we went back over there. The Lowe's man gave me something else. And when I got back in the car, on the way back to the condo, I guess he opened it, and he hits me in the back of the head with it while I'm driving, and calls me stupid, and that I got the wrong thing again. So I had to go back again.
Because you got the wrong thing.
So when we finally got home, he shoved Xanax in my mouth again, and I didn't come and shut the door.
And then you went to Lowe's a third time?
That was the third time.
But what happened after that?
That's what I said. After the third time, I went back to the condo and
What did the intruder do with the saw after the third trip?
I don't know what he did that night.
Did you hear him using it?
I didn't hear the saw at all until the next morning.
Tuesday morning?
It had a plug. They finally gave me one that had a plug. He said, you got it right. It has a plug.
When did the intruder begin using the saw, if you know?
I heard him the next morning using the saw.
Would that have been Tuesday?
Tuesday morning. It's 28. I heard him using the saw.
Did you see what he was doing with it?
No, I'm in my bedroom with the door shut.
How long did he saw?
Not long, because he came and he got me. He was swearing, and I heard him talking, but I couldn't make it. And he came and got me, and he said, Mother Waddles will be here. So he got me out, and they came in, they got the focus. And then he put me back in there the same way. And then I heard sawing, heard smells.
What kinds of smells?
Smells like flesh burning.
Okay.
And later he came and got me. Said I needed to help him pull Ramsay.
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear that.
I needed to help him pull Ramsay. He drags me into the bedroom, my son's bedroom. And I just on the floor. And I just fell down and started hugging him. And I wouldn't let him go. And the guy took it to me and screamed at me. But he didn't make me do anything else, and he put me back in the bedroom and tied me up and stuff, and shut the door.
Then, not long after that, you had a talk with Tim Treppa. Is that right?
Tim came over Sunday.
You had your hands in front of your mouth.
Tim came over Sunday.
Tim?
Tim Treppa came over Sunday.
He was there Sunday.
Tim was there Sunday.
Now, he's a big, strong guy, right?
Yes.
He looks like he can handle himself in a fight. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Why did you tell Tim Treppa there's some maniac in my house?
I'm going to tell you again. The man had a gun. He just killed my son.
All right. Did you see your son dismembered?
I didn't see Ramsay dismembered till Wednesday. When I went in there Tuesday, I did not see anything dismembered.
He was already dismembered Wednesday when you saw him?
Wednesday.
And where was the intruder?
I didn't see him. I didn't go back in the bedroom Tuesday afternoon, and there was saw him. Wednesday. Wednesday, he got me, and he said, "You're going to have to help me."
Help you what?
Hold.
He was already dead.
I know. So he takes me to the bathroom, and he tells me, "Hold this." My son's body, most of it, was in the bathtub, and I see Ramsay's hand is burnt, and I got hysterical and started throwing up in the bathtub. The smells and what I saw. I'm sorry, I was not throwing up in the bathtub, I threw up in the toilet. And when I'm throwing up, he slams my head into the toilet water. When he pulled me up on my heels, he took me back in the room again. He told me I was a useless piece of shit. And I was in the bedroom.
And what day did that happen?
That was Wednesday.
You first saw the person in your house on what day?
Sunday.
Did the person stay in your house Sunday night?
I don't know what she did. Once he shut my bedroom door, I heard the TV, but that's about all I heard.
You didn't hear anyone coming or going?
No.
You didn't see a vehicle around the condo that didn't belong there?
No, but I don't recall looking.
You drove out to the BP gas station off of I-94, correct?
Yes.
What vehicle did you drive?
The silver SUV, the Blazer.
And where was the intruder when you made that trip?
In the back seat floorboard.
He was with you?
Yes. Thursday morning. He got up, got me out, pulled me downstairs, put a gun in my forehead and said, "You are going to help now." Told me to put the bags in the car. I did. And he told me we drove out 94. When he said exit, my gas tank was past empty. I pulled into that BP gas station.
You went in and you talked to the young lady, the cashier there.
Yes.
And did you tell her I need help, please call the police.
No,
Why not?
the same reason. I'm 61 years old. My nieces and nephews have full lives ahead of them. I'm not putting them in danger. By this time, my son had been brutally murdered. He had been cut up in his own home. And now he's in garbage bags. I'm wondering, do any of you think I was thinking racially, or that I wasn't afraid out of my mind?
So you didn't ask for help at the gas station?
No, sir.
Am I to understand at that point your son's remains were in garbage bags in the back
Yes.
of the S10?
Yes.
How did they get from there to strewn about the roadway?
He said, pull out. I didn't even know what street that was until I heard it here. Pull out from the BP, turn right, and first he said, stop and get at least one bag and put it over there. And he points. He was just pointing at the side of the road. It was snow. So I stopped, and I got out and I'm crying, and he's screaming, hurry up. And by the time I opened the passenger door, he reached over and pushed the bag out. Pushed it out.
Now, where were you when that happened?
I had opened the passenger door, so I was right by the passenger door.
You were driving on what road?
I understand. I think that was Skidmore Highway. I'm not sure. I didn't look at any street signs.
Did you know what village or township you were in?
No.
When you got off the expressway, was there a big sign that said, you are now leaving Macomb County?
I couldn't tell you.
How long did it take to empty the Chevy?
I'm not sure. It was not just in one spot.
Was it minutes or hours or longer or shorter?
It didn't mean it, because I know we went down at least 2 areas, streets.
And you were just doing what you were directed?
Yes. After that, he didn't make me get out again. He just said stop. And he'd up and reach over the passenger door. Shove him out. And sometimes bags flew off.
After the last bag was removed, then where did you go?
He told me to go to a car wash. The only car wash I know is 16 Gratiot, where I work every day, and I'd go in there. It's a drive-thru. And then he said, no. He actually got in the front seat and was trying to clean up. He opened the glove box and pulled out the car title. And the car title was in my husband's name. And he started freaking out about it, saying we couldn't donate it. He had sent me a call for donation for that one too. Said we couldn't donate it in my husband's name. And I Good, I'll go by Secretary of State. If that's what I did. I got to Miss condo. He told me, this is the end, do not be stupid. And I named Secretary of State. And changed the title.
Do you remember when that happened? What day?
Thursday afternoon.
Was that the 30th?
Yes.
When was the last time you saw this intruder?
After I came back from the Secretary of State, he told me to take the license plates off. Gave me a screwdriver and told me to take the license plates off. And of the blazer. And I did, and Mother Waddles came to get it. I think it came around 5 o'clock.
On Thursday?
I know it was on Thursday.
But where was the intruder when Mother Waddles came to pick up the blazer?
He was still at the condo.
He wasn't in the blazer.
No.
How long was he at your condo? Sunday, Monday?
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And he left. When it got dark, he left. He told me I needed to drive out to the airport and leave for the country before he blamed on you.
Because why?
He said, this will be blamed on you. And I just said, please leave.
And did he leave?
First, with the gun right to my forehead again. The third time for that. And he told me, I'm leaving. But you need to understand, if you say anything to anyone before Saturday afternoon, I'm going to kill Kate, Jeff, Jim's kids, and your precious Jason.
He said before Saturday afternoon? Did he?
Noon. N-O-O-N.
Did he say what was so significant about Saturday noon?
No, and I did not end. And he said he would go to their house and he would cut their heads off and do just what he did to Ramsay if I didn't do it.
Well, ma'am, you couldn't have believed that would likely ever happen, right?
I didn't.
Did you?
I've done that to my son.
After
I believe
Thursday, you continue to have conversations with different police officers, detectives, right?
I agree with whatever they said because I know I talked to people.
Why didn't you tell the policeman about all these events? The man was gone on Thursday, correct?
Yes.
Why not call for help?
I didn't. I did exactly what he said.
And after Saturday noon, did you call for help?
So when he left, I collapsed on my couch crying. I watched the news until I saw the news at 11 o'clock at night. Showed they recovered my son's body.
You knew that was your son's body.
I knew he was... Who else?
You pretended that you weren't sure, but you, in fact, knew that was his body. Right?
Yes, sir. I was in the car.
Okay.
And then the next day, I remember the detective asked me about dental records and tattoos.
And you knew there was no need for that stuff, right?
Yes. Every time she talked to me, there was no need.
You wanted to go out and
I tried to call and ask if I could just go ID my son. I just want to be in the same room with him. And they said, wait. And so I sat there, and my sister-in-law Kate called, and she said that they were going to come get me. And I thought, okay, this is Danny's oldest brother, and I would be with him until Saturday when I could go, and then I could have Ralph go with me and tell him what had happened. But that didn't happen because the case, they did come and arrest me. The police came to my sister-in-law's house and took me in to the police station.
When was the last time you saw the intruder?
Last time I saw him was Thursday, when I told you.
And what was he doing when you saw him last? Was he...
He had a gun to my head. When he left keys on the table. He left out, and different clothes he'd been in. They were like dockers, like khakis. And he left, and I didn't see him anymore.
Did you hear him drive away in any type of vehicle?
No.
Did you hear a vehicle pull up as if someone were to pick him up?
No.
Do you know how he got away?
No.
And it's your testimony that you did not kill or dismember your son. All right, Mr. Cataldo will have some questions for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, retired to the jury room. We're going to take a short break while I handle another matter.
All right, the jury, please.
You may be seated.
What's going on, Sandy? I think so. Have a seat in the original chair, please. Thank you, man. A pretty face. This is a pretty face. Where is his line?